Around this time last year, I became very depressed, and I had this work assignment and it came to an end, and so I became unemployed. And I think just finding out like that it came to an end, I felt a lot of anger and sadness, and just like it brought up a lot of heavy emotions for me. And it felt like at the time like something was taken away from me that I wanted, and that I thought like that I really cared about, and it was such a loss for me, right? And that is what started this months long unemployment chapter for me. Um, yeah, I was ultimately unemployed for like about 7 months straight in 2025, and that was my rock bottom. Um, Initially becoming unemployed, I started job hunting and I started, doing walk ins, handing out resumes, applying to lots of jobs on Indeed, and nothing came out of that, unfortunately. Even in 2025, like a statistic came out that more people were unemployed than there were jobs available. And like I saw myself in that number, and it just made me feel so small and like just so stuck. Um, and it was such a incredibly heavy time for me. And and I'll say, like, from personal experience, like being unemployed, and when you're like going through all of that, right? Because I would wake up like day to day and it felt like all I did was like stay at home and just I felt like I was doing nothing every day. And like I would try to apply to jobs, but I would also like get tired of that and be like nothing was really coming out of that. And I'm an open book, but even like I started taking like antidepressants again, like serotonin boosters, sleep medication. Like I started struggling with insomnia. Like I could literally go like a day or two with little to no sleep. And just even like my appetite, like it was so hard to just even eat as well. And even around this time, right? Like this months long period of time for me, like it just even made me start thinking about like my life from like a more like bigger picture POV. And like, you know, I came to SoCal on my own when I was 18, and in 2025 I was 21. And I was just like like I was trying to like connect the dots, and I was like, I've been through all these things, and really like it led up to here to me being unemployed and feeling like I had nothing, like it was all for nothing, right? And that made me feel so bitter and like heavy and sad inside. And just even like I'll just even say like there was stuff that happened between me and like other people in my life, like betrayal, just like, you know, heavy things in my personal life in 2025 as well, and that just really added fuel to the fire, right? And I think overall, I at the time I looked at 2025 as this year of like loss. Like loss was such a theme for me, and being in the middle of it all, like being unemployed and those like relational things that happened as well. And it was gosh, like it felt excruciatingly painful, and even being unemployed, like it just felt so isolating. And it was something that like I just constantly wanted to stop. And 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 it's dangerous as well because in the present, like when there's a loss that has happened or something sad, something heavy has happened, and you identify with that, right? Like you're identifying with loss. And I can say this now that like time has passed and it's 2026 and my life is so different now, but at the time, like I felt like I was only holding on to like the most heavy things, like the most sad things. And yeah, 2025, year of the snake, it was a crazy freaking time for me. And I just even seriously started thinking about I I should just give up. Like I should go back to school, or like I can just move back home, like whatever. Like it felt like even collectively like so much was going on, and I was like, "Oh my god." Like but eventually I became employed again, and I've been working since January now. And even this year, right? 2026, like from January up until now, like it's April, and I'm like, so much change has happened, and I feel like extremely grateful and happy for that. And yeah, like just being employed in January and February, like I was working at like a school site, and then that assignment ended, because that's just kind of how things happen in general as well, like working as an instructional aide at like school sites. Like it always just depends on coverage and whatnot. But that ended, and then I started working in retail and then a restaurant. And so there was a point um, just a month ago, like I was working 3 jobs, and now I'm working only 2 jobs. But it's been really interesting because, right, it's like, whoa, like 2025, I was unemployed for 7 months with like nothing, and I got used to that. Now it's a new year, and started working 1 job and then 3 jobs, and now I'm down to two. And I think that deep down, but also like deep down inside of me, but also like in a larger scale, like this grander scheme of things, it's like I feel like the universe is teaching me to be okay with change, and be okay with more of um like someone told me recently, and it was a great quote, but she was like, the universe will throw you an opportunity, and like we'll just see what you do with it and like what you make of it. And I really I really believe that, and I can really see that, because I'm like, yeah, with these jobs, I'll just say, like, working at that school this year, it was a very stressful environment to be in. Um, and but eventually like that assignment ended anyways, so like that was great. But you know, then I started working at another school, but like I was only working half days, so you know, less hours, less pay, and then that yeah, I had this like little phase very recently, like just last month, when I was like I felt like, oh, like I've been working like in this field, like working with kids for a few years now, but I still don't make that much money, like that much more money. And even before, like even when I was like just last year or the year before that, like I was, because of the hours I was getting before, like I was making more money before at a point compared to now. And I think that was just a very saddening thought for me. But eventually I was like, well, I can just get another job. And so I did that. And that's when I got the three jobs, right? Like the school, retail, and a restaurant. And I felt better because I'm like, okay, now I'm getting more hours. But also deep down, like I felt sad because I was like, I am getting more hours overall, but like I don't feel like I'm like breaking even a lot, like, because just even like the hourly rates, right? Like working at a restaurant, it's minimum wage. And, it's just like, like you do like the hourly and the rates and the math, and it's like, okay, all right. Like, but with that, I will say that I've even had to realize, like, okay, like maybe I'm not the most happy with my hours and I'm not the most happy with my rate, right? Like, I get it. I get it. Like, would love to be making double time than this or whatever. But I think, like, I've had to realize deep down inside of me, like, it's like the phrase like be happy with what you do have and you can make something out of that. And um that's a really important perspective, right? Like rather than feeling angry and upset and sad and cranky about, but oh, but like I could be getting more than this, I could be getting better than this, da, da, da. But it's like, yes, I get that, but well, it's not reality. And it's healthier and just sustainable to focus on what you do have in reality. And yeah, right, to really make something of that. And for me, I think I just feel better. Like my biggest pro, and even now, like recently I was working three jobs and now I only work two jobs, is I just feel happy to be busy again. And I feel like the days go by so fast because just I feel like my schedule, like um it just kind of it keeps me like on the move. And I like that, you know. but but yeah, um but yeah, that's what happened recently in my life. And and so that's why I was like, wow, like around this time last year, like in 2025, right? Like April 2025, I lost this like Monday through Friday job. I was working with kids. Then I became unemployed and like, right, like this months long little period of time thing, and just brought out the worst in me. And for so many months, like I just couldn't get over that loss, and I couldn't get over like even like the identity like I started to have like working at that school, like, oh, I'm an instructional aide, I work with kids, and like I have experience doing this, and I'm like accumulating experience. And even at the time, like there was a part of me that was like, I could just stay here, like I could be an aide for like, more years to come. And it ended anyways, and it really was like the universe forced me to learn, it's like a forced change, right? Like it's taken away, and I have no choice but to accept that. And which is really painful, but yeah. Yeah, but I had to learn from that. And now in 2026, cuz yeah, even like working at school sites again and working with kids again, I was just like this year I'm like, like I'm still doing this. And that's actually interesting, and it's a sign of growth. And that's how I'm realizing, like, I think I just don't see myself in this industry anymore. Because yeah, I worked at one school and then another school recently, and I'm just like, I don't I don't personally see myself growing in this industry. Like, it's not like I'm trying to go into education, be a teacher, like next year, like going to college, like going down this route, and just being like, yeah, this is my life, like for the next like 7-10 years. Because no, for me, I'm like I've just realized, like, I'm 22, and there's a lot of things that I'm passionate about and that I want to do, but it doesn't go into that pathway. And I would just say with 2026 so far, like I've been going through a lot of my own changes in my life. There's more of a theme of just quicker changes this year for me, as well as yeah, and being okay with those changes, but also like kind of saying goodbye to these old things. Like, okay, like um yeah, cuz I just finished my most recent school assignment. And I just thought, like, I have no idea, like, if I'll get a new, because they're like on spring break right now, and I'm like, I don't know when it ends if I'll get something new, but like I'm totally fine if I don't. And I guess that was like my last time working with kids, and have no idea if I'll ever do that again. But yeah, I just feel a lot more chill these days, and I just feel like I can just tell myself in my heart now, like, as long as I'm like getting by and staying busy somehow, like I don't really care whatever like day job it is. Like, I just don't really care. Like, I feel like I'm just learning to go with the wind more, trusting the process more. And but I will say again, like, I feel like I can be this way now because of the tremendous loss that happened in 2025. So, all in all, like, yeah, a lot has happened.